Hey, Eris got here, and it's time to talk about Mushoku Tensei now. This episode, I loved it, but I'm getting more and more worried that somebody is going to die if they're able to save Zenith, or maybe they won't be able, but there's a lot of death flags here happening around pretty much most of the characters from the party that we're going to have in the Labyrinth. And I have so many questions, but also the fun teasing, the bickering between Elena Liz and Paul. Paul is back, the reunion between him and Rudy. But anyway, I'm gonna ramble throughout this video. Let's get into it and see what has been happening with Zenith. So, they finally get to the town here, and I have to say the town, the world, the backgrounds, everything looks so good. You could get lost into how amazing the world has been so far, and seeing more of it with a new setting here has been great. But they have to get to Paul, and they decide to go for the guild. They run into Geese there, and kind of missed Geese. I like him. And him with Rudy, they're great together. They still keep kind of that same dynamic relationship they had in prison. Still calls him boss there, or senpai. But catching up, he's gonna have to wait there, because Zenith is not good here, and they finally get to Paul. And if you guys remember back in season 1, probably one of the best episodes in the entire series, when we had that dinner reunion between Paul and Rudy. Such an emotional and great episode. We saw both of them being right and wrong at the same time. I have a video on that if you guys want to check it out. I love that episode. Hit me in the feels, emotional damage. But here we see a bit of a difference between them. Both of them have their own regrets, issues, they have things to deal with, wanting things to be different in a way. And we see Paul, he always kind of does this. He puts himself into this depressed position. Not to blame him, because considering what he has been dealing with, would be insane if you were in a normal state of mind here. And blaming himself for not being able to save Zenith. And Rudy kind of is the adult, so to say, here. He's the one that comforts him, and Paul is proud of him at the same time. Seeing the reunion between them with everything that happened, I love this. The moment between them is great here, even though it's short, because they don't have a lot of time. They have to focus on the main objective here, as in saving Zenith, going to the Labyrinth. But also Paul and Elena Liz, he actually apologizes to her, even kneeling. She accepts it, kind of takes a bit of the blame what happened between them. I still don't know what happened between them. I'm actually really curious. Did he do something stupid? Was it some drama between her and Paul, just thanks to her curse and him being the lecherous guy pervert that he is also? Or was it something more serious? I don't think they said it in the anime. If they said it, remind me in the comments below. If they haven't revealed it so far, don't tell me, don't give me spoilers here. But it's gonna be interesting seeing them throughout the Labyrinth run, so to say, here. And after this, she reveals that she got married. He kind of takes it badly. He has to apologize thanks to Rudy, saying, hey, respect Cliff. And I'm happy that Rudy feels like the adult in the room here. Paul kind of feels like previous Rudy, in a way, how Rudy was having snarky comments at everything, and Rudy's the one that, and Paul was the one that had to keep him in check. But right now we have Rudy being the one that kind of role reversal between them, having to keep Paul in check here. And even revealing the marriage, that he's gonna have a kid, Paul being very shocked, and he even gets into a bigger fight with Helena Liz. So I'm really curious what happened between them. But on the pressing matter, they start revealing a bit more. We don't fully know what happened. Zenith is in a labyrinth. Was he there the entire time? They barely have any information. Geese is kind of like the information guy, and this labyrinth is gonna be a hard one. And thankfully also have Tall Hands being there. And here is where probably my favorite scene in the episode happened, when Paul said, hey, everybody's here. But wait, something is missing. Even Rudy realized it, and I love this scene so much. Where is Roxy? and it came everything crashing down, like Paul's reaction. They didn't want to talk about it, kind of implying she's dead. There, they didn't know what happened to her. Apparently, she fell into a trap in the labyrinth, and Rudy's reaction was amazing. How well they did that, like everything crashing down and him losing all of the noise around him. The shock was so good, and thinking, is she dead? Is she dead? Is she dead? Is she dead? He couldn't process that information there, but they revealed after that she only got teleported somewhere, so she could still be alive. And I liked how Elena Liz was the one that calmed him down, just a quick hand on his shoulder. Elena Liz is such a great character. I do hope we get more of her there, but they're gonna have to also look for Roxy, not just Zenith here. And apparently this labyrinth is the teleporter labyrinth, and Rudy, best coincidence here, has the book of the adventure that got pretty far into that labyrinth, which is gonna help them a ton, to say the least. So they have an advantage here, a very, very big one. That book came in clutch, to say the least, even them getting here so fast, and them also being able to get further into the labyrinth. But before they get in, I liked the Lilia moment. They're asking about Aisha, catching up a bit, and thinking of her. I really like Lilia, such a great character, and how far she has gone for the Grey Rat family. Rudy also being proud and happy with Aisha there, and Paul happy to see that family time. And there's so many dead flags here, like everybody's happy, just leading into it. I don't know, is Zenith gonna be okay? Are the party members gonna be okay? Is something gonna happen with Lilia, for example? Or I don't know. I feel like somebody's going to die, and I don't know who. I don't want anybody to die, but I have a bad feeling in my gut. I can't place it, but it's there, to say the least. And Rudy also catching up with Paul, him getting married with Sylvie, Paul finding out that Sylvie survived, even though she's been through hard things, both of them being happy there and proud. And Paul wanting to have his father moment, like kind of catching up, being a man, and teasing a bit Lilia, just doing random shenanigans, and between there, and pull Lilia being in the middle between both of them. But after these moments here, they finally go into the labyrinth, and having some ground rules, so to say, thanks to the book, dodge the circles, even there, if they lighten up or not, you're gonna get teleported randomly, so that's gonna cause issues. And Paul kind of wants to show off for his son here, jumps in front to kill that spider monster, kind of breaking formation a bit, and Elena Liz puts him in his place. Hey, pay attention, we might know what we're doing, but this is Rudy's first labyrinth, respect the formation. And Rudy knows that Paul is wanting to show off, and this one had me cracking. She's like, you're kind of like my son now. Wait, what? And he has no idea that Sylvie is related to Elena Liz. I can't wait to see his reaction when he finds out that bombshell, to say the least. It's gonna be interesting there. But also, during the fights, Tall Hand giving tips to Rudy, don't use fire because it's gonna be poison. But Rudy having that information from his previous life, when you use fire in enclosed space, consuming the air is gonna cause CO2 or carbon monoxide to add up. They didn't know what to call that, they just called it poison. That I really liked that, and telling him don't attack the ceiling because of cave-ins, don't use just water, focus on ice here. And they actually take care of some of the monsters there, Rudy, and they go forward into the labyrinth. So the party, they know what they do, they have experienced people, they have powerful people, but this labyrinth is probably going to be very, very dangerous. It reminds me a bit, if you guys watched Danmachi, season 4 has been amazing, kind of some same vibes a bit with going into this dangerous labyrinth, but this one I'm even more worried than previously before here, because they started looking for Roxy. Also, they're on the 3rd level, and Rudy senses something, and that something was, we see the POV of Roxy, and I was so happy they're gonna have a win this early, so to say, into the labyrinth. Roxy was holding out as best as she could against the monsters, casting left and right everything she could, fortress, earth, fighting them with ice, but more and more monsters were teleporting in, so she was about to get overwhelmed in her last moments, just screaming, somebody save me, and please Rudy do it, please give me this satisfaction. And he does. He comes in, has the best entrance there, and seeing her and her seeing him, the moment was gorgeous. I love that moment so much, freezing all of the monsters, and we have the reunion there, and at least Roxy is okay. We have this win going forward. Now I can't wait to see next episode, to see them catching up a bit, Roxy and Rudy, what she has been through, what happened there, but I'm worried about Zenith. Very, very worried to say the least here. But overall, pretty good build-up episode for things to come. Major win here with saving Roxy. My favorite thing, like I said, Rudy having that shocked moment there when they didn't know anything about Roxy. Must have been a huge, huge relief to have her here now. I'm curious about Paul and Elena Lisa, but the biggest question is gonna be Zenith. What has been happening with her since the teleportation? But I love Mushoku. Has been really, really great right now with this Save Zenith arc. But yeah, let me know in the comments below what you guys thought about the episode. And oh, I forgot to mention, I know they'll be skipping some things from the light novel, which is understandable. They can't cover everything. I wish also they could have adapted every single moment, also different mediums, light novel to manga, manga to anime, or light novel to anime. Some things are going to have to be cut out. So far I'm enjoying the anime a lot. At some point I do want to read the light novels also to get the full pictures, but yeah, Mushoku is great. So let me know what you guys thought about the episode. As always, thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, helps me quite a lot, and you guys get the latest videos on the series that I follow. So I'm gonna see you again on the next one. Keep enjoying anime and Mushoku. Bye bye.